You're live.
All of them.
We're going to have some of the exciting parts of the Wellness Week, such as asking healthcare professionals questions, free testing, Zyto and applied kinesiology, free healthy food every day of the week, and unlimited literature, and we have a tremendous amount of samples, Joe. So super excited to get the Wellness Week going.
We are super excited. Everything is picking up today. So actually, guess what, James? I am streaming live right now. Streaming live. We're getting this. Yeah, it's just every time you turn around, we got something new going on here. But we can hear you. You're on my speaker. If you check in there with Dr. Tracy, I think we'll get you on the camera too. So right now, we're a little bit late from our start at 8 o'clock, but we are streaming live. Let's get this thing going. We can hear you, James, on the speaker.
Well, I've been told many times by our team that I have a face for radio, so it looks like I'll continue to be on the radio component, and maybe next time I can go live on the next show. So, Joe, let's hear about some of the workshops we have going on. And the nice thing with the workshops now is you can come and watch them live, right in the studio, right in the front lobby of the Wellness Center. You can watch them live.
Yep.
You can also pick them up virtually, so that can be from your phone, your laptop, your computer, any which way you want it. And you can watch your recording. So first, how do people participate with the event?
Well, okay, so it's really simple. I mean, this virtual summit. Wow, I mean, talk about a silver lining. This is probably the biggest silver lining in our facet, our industry, our part of the genre here that we did over the last year. You know, when we couldn't do the live workshops anymore, we thought, what are we going to do? Well, this virtual summit, and of course, the brainchild of Dr. Tracy Straub, and we were able to not only make it bigger and better. I mean, bring in speakers we couldn't have, been able to get to Pittsburgh. We couldn't have flown them in. We couldn't have driven them in. Okay, we couldn't have got them here by train, but we can get them here virtually. And that's what happened. We started bringing in speakers from across the country, keynote speakers, Jamie, that are, big time speakers like Robert Scott Bell, like you mentioned earlier, like Dr. Judy Mikovits, okay, like Dr. Robert Young. We've got Dr. Len Bransowitz calling in and doing a virtual summit. Now, Len's been here in person many times, but through this last year, we were able to bring him in many times on the virtual summit, and that's what we're doing. So all you got to do, it's simple. Of course, if you come down and see us, you get to grab a chair and watch some of the workshops right on the big screen. But if you don't, all you got to do is go on the Weiner Wellness Facebook page. That's it. Click like that page, just like the page, and every single workshop will be at your fingertips. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your laptop. You can do it on your smart TV. Okay, if you have that, that's an option too. So you can just click on the Weiner Wellness Center Facebook page. All you got to do. Now, the beauty of this,
Joe, so many different ways to get involved.
So many different ways. I mean, later on, if eventually we'll have every single workshop on the YouTube channel as well. Like all of the ones from the last summit are already on the YouTube channel, Weiner Wellness YouTube channel. So if you don't have a Facebook account, you can still get them on YouTube. You just have to have internet access. So you have that as well. So there's lots of ways to do it. And it's just easy. We made it as simple as we possibly can, James. You don't have to, here's the best part. You don't have to look at the schedule. and decide when you can fit in the workshop you want to see with the time that you can come here and shop. That's what people used to do. Man, they wanted that schedule as early as possible because they needed to coordinate their trip. Now you don't have to do that. Now you can come anytime during the week, never miss a workshop because they're all right at your fingertips.
Well, that's the exciting part, Joe. At the last Wellness Week, I was talking with one of our clients. She was doing curbside pickup. So she called ahead and said, I'm going to be in that area. I want to pick up the product. That way I can drop it off to my sister and walk it how to take it. When I saw her in the parking lot, she was so excited to see me. And she says, I want to thank you. She says, normally when I come down here, I can only see one or two workshops. And she said, this time I was able to see Joe Mattina multiple times during the week. So she was excited to see you, Joe, as is everyone else. So a nice way that we expanded the Wellness Week and made it better. And that's what we're always striving to do, is make these bigger and better. So if you have any good things to say about us, Joe, tell a friend or a family member. And if you have any complaints, tell Joe Messino. He'll get on it right away. So Wine and Wellness Week, full bloom for spring fling. So, Joe, every day at 8:30 to 9, we have the welcome and kickoff with the morning commentary. What should we expect this time? Because I see you, me, and Tracy on there.
Yeah, that's trouble right off the bat when you see the three of us on a morning commentary. We'll be fighting for microphone time, I'm sure. But, you know, what we're going to do, Jamie, is kind of preview the coming day. Now, we'll do that on Saturday on the 8th. We'll preview all of the workshops and all of the things going on, maybe for the whole week. And then every day after that, we're going to recap the day before. So if you did miss things and you don't know which ones you wanted to see, we'll give you, you know, some of the highlights of the workshops and then preview the coming day. So it kind of gives you a recap and a preview all at once.
Well, that's a great thing, Joe. I'm excited. Only a half hour. I'm going to have to maybe shut your mic off so I get a little bit of airtime.
We'll all be on there. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But, you know, the thing is, that gives people...
a couple of your workshops in mind.
Yep.
And I want to highlight a couple of the guest speakers. Well, before we jump into you and me, I got to talk about Robert Scott Bell.
Absolutely.
He'll be talking on Thursday, May 13th at 12 to 12:45. It's not enough time for him, but he's talking about the indoctrination pathway. How did we get here? We had Robert Scott Bell speak for Nutritional Frontiers on Saturday, April 10th, and he did a fantastic job, so much that we are now a monthly member of his Robert Scott Bell radio show. Yep. So what should we expect from Robert?
Well, you know, this guy, I've listened to him on his show. He's done a workshop before. And when he came here live and in person for that professional training event, Jamie, I mean, it showed me a whole new aspect of Robert Scott Bell. He's one of the most articulate, researched, knowledgeable guys I've ever listened to. And, you know, his emotion, his passion for getting things right for this thing we call natural health is just unmatched. And, you know, he when he speaks, I mean, you could have heard a pin drop in that room during the professional training event. And many of these people were his peers. So you don't want to miss this, because when you want to hear somebody who's not just giving you his opinion, I mean, he is so researched and thorough. I was blown away by it. And it takes a lot these days after 25 years to blow me away. But, you know, Judy did it. Judy Mikovits, Robert Scott Bell did it. You know, Dr. Len does it all the time. And then we got a brand new guy, Dr. Robert Young, coming on too. So I just can't wait for this. I mean, folks, you don't want to miss Robert Scott Bell. And the beauty of it is, if you can't catch it live on Thursday, that's okay. Catch it anytime you can. That's the beauty of the virtual summit.
It's so exciting. I'm ready for it. So I want to talk about another guest speaker. She's been on our Wellness Week before. She does a fantastic job. She's got, I don't know, millions of followers all over the world. And that's Dr. Judy Mikovits. She's going to be talking on Monday, May 10th, on the immune support protection from COVID, inoculations, and the inoculated super spreaders of disease. That is Monday, May 10th at 11 to 11:45 Eastern Standard Time. Give us a couple highlights about Judy. I mean, we could talk about her the whole week, but just give me a quick one or two highlights for people that don't know her.
You know, she's been around, Jamie, since the 80s in this field. You know, through the AIDS crisis back then. It started in the early 80s. And she's been a virologist. That she's well studied, well written, well documented. She's written 3 books that I know of: Plague of Corruption, I mean, you just, when you want to hear the science, and here's Tracy's job. Tracy's job is to try to make sure she keeps Judy, you know, a little bit less heavy on the science and a little bit more on the application, because Judy can get really scientific. But you know what? She has all the charts. She has her PowerPoint, everything. She has everything there to back it up. And I'll give you all a hint. Here's what you do. If you're watching this on, say, a tablet or a phone, and you see something on the chart on her PowerPoint, just do a screenshot of it. That way you'll have it. You'll know, you'll have exactly the information that you need. And this is what Judy does. She's going to bring the truth. Okay, get ready, because it's going to be the holistic truth. It's going to be the truth you may not want to hear sometimes, but she's bringing the truth. She's been around a long time, since the 80s, longer than us, Jamie. Okay, so she's got some history, but she's got the knowledge, the facts, the statistics, and all of the science to back it up. Don't miss it.
Well, I love the topics of this week because they're not the same old topics, right? They really have grown tremendously.
Right.
The speaker lineup has gotten better and better. I'm fighting for a couple slots on here, Joe. I know you are also, so I really appreciate any time I can get on this speaker schedule, because we have so many fantastic speakers, and we have a whole list of people that want to get on the Wellness Week. So we're going to continue to improve this with the speaker lineup. So I'm very proud to be part of this incredible group. And I'm going to kick it off Monday morning after the commentary. And this is one of my favorite topics. I've expanded it a little bit. And the name of this topic on Monday, May 10th from 9 to 9:45, Joe, you ready? If your labels could talk, what would they be saying? How to listen to your labels for medications, supplements, and food.
Exactly. That's how you've expanded it. You used to do one on just supplement labels, which was phenomenal. But now, look, everything you buy has a label, right, Jamie? This is something that people need to take to heart and do it seriously. This is going to be one of the most important workshops for you and your family, okay? Because your family's buying things. How many times have you had to grab something off your kid and say, "Did you read that label? Look what's in this." You know?
That's a great point, Joe. This is the beginning point for anybody that's in wellness, or anybody at all, because you're bound to either eat something, drink something, take an over-the-counter prescription med, or a vitamin in your life. You have to eat, right? So the food, you should be interested in learning what the labels are saying, because they're very misleading, right?
Yes.
How many times have you seen these commercials, or you walk into the grocery store and you see something say heart healthy, right? You see something else saying calcium fortified, right? Vitamins and minerals. A lot of these things are loosely put on as marketing ploys.
Right.
So we're going to help you listen to what the labels are really saying.
Yes.
So this is one you must listen to, you must watch, because it's going to help you in every aspect of your life. And it's not just with food or supplements. What about medications? Have you ever tried to read one of those inserts?
No, because I haven't taken any. But yeah, they're like this long, and it's all fine print that you can't even see. But you know, everything from a prescription, Jamie, to a box of Cheerios, right? You mentioned heart healthy.
Yeah.
They all say heart healthy.
You take a medication every day. What about if you take a medication on a short term? You had an injury or an accident, or you got an infection, or what about a family member, right? What about a friend, a coworker? There's somebody in your life that's going to be needing your expertise on, first of all, just getting that insert out of the box and unraveling it. I mean, the thing spreads out and cover your whole table. But a lot of the over-counter medications used to be prescription.
Yes.
So you need to be really careful on what you're taking and how long you're taking it for. Remember, Dr. Weiner would always say, don't take a medication even if you need it that has not been on the market for at least 7 years, because if you do, guess who the studies are on, Joe? On you.
That's for sure, and that's happening big time right now. But Jamie, I'll bet most people.
You're listening to the Holistic Truth, your free class around the air for natural healing, and it's the Jamie and Joe Show. We're live every Monday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you need to do is go to khbradio.com. That's khbradio.com, Joe. Let your fingers do the walking, and you can tune in every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. The first Tuesday of every month, you better put this one on your schedule, Joe. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first Tuesday of every month. So it's May 4th. You're looking at June 1st and July 6th, the next 3 months. You need to tune in at 4 p.m. Go to robertscottbell.com, Joe. robertscottbell.com. As we continue to grow our relationship with the Robert Scott Bell Radio Show. So there's just a couple quick opportunities that you can participate with our team for incredible education. I'm looking at this schedule, and you may not always be able to listen to them live, but if you are going to the gym, if you're on the treadmill or you're walking and you want something to do while you're doing that, well, why not plug in one of these workshops, Joe?
Sure.
What a great way to learn while you're working out. So it reminds me of Bruce Lee. I had that picture from him years ago. He was doing a full split in the living room. He had a dumbbell in one hand, a book in the other, and the TV was on. So there's a guy that never wasted any time or motion. That's
for sure. Absolutely. There's so much at your fingertips these days. There's so much fluff out there too, Jamie, but why not? Like you said, if you're walking around the track or the neighborhood or around the house even, just put your headphones in and tune into these workshops. Many of them, you don't even have to be watching. You can just be listening to, because that knowledge is going to stick. That knowledge is going to stay with you. And it's just, this is being brought to you, by the Weiner Wellness Center, Nutritional Frontiers, folks. We've been doing it for a year now, and it's just getting bigger and better. We kept saying, Jamie, remember we kept saying, we can't wait till we can do these live again. Yeah, we may never do them live again because it's so cool to have them on this restream. So the technology, we're embracing it, folks, but you got to take advantage of it.
And look, I know people are jammed up right now, Joe, but if you look back in history, there's always something going on. If it's wars, if it was Y2K, 9/11, the housing market, the virus, there's always going to be something that's going to challenge you in life. Okay, what we're seeing now is that people are rolling their sleeves up and figuring out solutions so they can keep going. And speaking about keep going, I see on Saturday, May 15th, they saved the best to last, Joe, 12 to 12:45, Joe Messino, how to maximize the Sinatra protocol. Is that Frank Sinatra or Steven Sinatra?
Well, I might throw a little bit of both in there, Jane. Might kick it off with we'll kick it off with a little bit of Frank maybe, but we'll finish with Steven. Yeah, Steven Sinatra is the probably the world's foremost functional cardiologist. Now, that's something you don't hear two words together, very often, functional cardiologist, but he is. And we're going to get into detail on the Sinatra protocol, really break it down, show you why it's so important and why it's so important for everybody, not just someone who's a cardiology patient at this point. It's preventative as well as therapeutic. So it's been around, it's been modified, and we're going to show you how, with some of our product mix, you can make the most of the Sinatra protocol.
Well, I love it. We have people on our team, including Dr. Joseph Hahnemann, that was working with functional medicine and cardiovascular patients 30 years ago. And we're not making any claims, but he's working with the cardiologist, Joe. And right. They were reversing heart disease and cardiovascular disease.
Well, yeah, exactly. These are lifestyle situations, Jamie. So they were lifestyle caused. They can be lifestyle reversed. We'll say that R word instead of the C word. So, yeah, they can be reversed, and that's nobody's more adept at doing that from a chiropractic standpoint, let alone than Dr. Honigman. You know, his specialty is diabetes and cardiovascular disease and hypertension, blood pressure. These are the things. They're still the most prescribed drugs out there across the board. So, you know, yeah, and this is the guy that can help you. So we've got it all down here, Jamie, and we're going to make it bigger and better too. You know, we've got it. There's just a wide variety, like you said. Dr. Len's coming back on. It's always fun with Dr. Len, right? He'll be doing his workshop on Wednesday. I have it here. Yep, and the Candida connection. Now that's something that, you know, our history with Dr. Weiner and you, when you worked here at the Weiner Wellness Center seeing patients, the Candida connection came up awfully often, didn't it?
Absolutely, because Dr. Weiner taught me with his 50 years of experience, there's three underlying causes that are most common. Now, he said anything can cause anything, but especially if the allopathic medical doctor cannot figure out what's going on, look for three potential underlying causes. One, thyroid dysfunction. Two, parasites. And three, candida and yeast and fungal infections. So that was very commonly picked up at the wellness center because it can manifest in so many different conditions, right? Skin, psoriasis, or eczema.
Right.
Looking at weight gain and bloating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at mood and depression. You look at obesity. There are so many things tied in. What about all the digestion problems? IBS, Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel, inflammatory bowel disease. These are all tied into possible cause of yeast and fungal infection, and that's what Len's going to talk about.
Yeah, and he's been doing it, you know, in his clinic for a long time now. I mean, he told us.
Since 1976, Joe.
Wow. And he's looking great too. He's looking great. Yeah, how about Dr. Len though? Remember when he told us, I think it was last spring, he was up here and he told us that that there's not a single patient that comes in to see him that does not go on GI Complete as their baseline protocol, because he knows that every single person walking around out there eating this prepared food, eating all of the foods that are out there available to you, food products probably, right, Dr. Tracy? But he knows they all have damage to the mucosa. They all have damage to some part of the digestive system. And he puts every single person on GI Complete first, just to make sure they can maximize the rest of his protocol.
Yeah, it's a great point, Joe. And Robert Scott Bell at his presentation on April 10th for Nutritional Frontiers, Breaking the Contagionness, was talking about that exact protocol.
Yes.
And he was looking at it from the GI mucosal lining.
Right.
And I was talking to somebody about this recently, and they says, well, how do you fix that? I says, well, think about it. If your grass was worn out and you wanted to regrow it, you'd probably have to rope it off, change the environment of the grass, pull out any weeds, those are the bad bugs, put some good dirt down, some topsoil, put down some grass seed, and then water it. And your intestinal tract's the same way. I don't know why we look at our body as expecting it to change in a heartbeat. It takes time to regenerate parts. It's like somebody who's out of shape. It's going to take a minimum of 12 weeks to really see improvements. Now, you may see improvement in 1 month. Your family may take 2 months, but other people may take 3 months. To rebuild the intestinal tract that's been worn out over, I think what happens, Joe, is people think that their first symptom was the first problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great point. Great point.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not when you have that first symptom of accumulating diarrhea, constipation, anal discharge, bleeding,
right.
whatever, that or pain. That's not the first issue.
No.
That's been going out of balance for sometimes years, right? So you need to give it time to fix it. And with a case with the intestinal tract, and what Robert Scott Bell was talking about, and Len's going to follow up with, is you need to, one is you need to starve it. Because the bad bugs are feeding on sugars and processed food and dairy products.
Right.
So you need to starve it. This isn't about weight, folks. This is about these are the foods that feed the bad bugs. Second, you need to kill them off with something like Canada Kill. And third, you need to replace them with things like superbiotics. And fourth, create an environment that the good bugs will thrive with things like GI Complete. So starve them, kill them, replace them, and create a nice, cozy environment that they're going to thrive in.
Exactly.
It's really simple. It does take time. But how many times have people told you that they feel worse on GI Complete?
Never.
Yeah, never, right?
Never.
They always feel better.
Right.
How great will they feel and how long will it take? Well, it depends on how sick they are.
Right. It's exactly right.
Just because your symptoms started last week does not mean your illness started last week.
Yeah.
It started days, weeks, months, or years ago. And now it's a straw that broke the camel's back. Now you're feeling the symptoms, Joe.
Right. Exactly. That symptom that you're starting to feel is a result of some systemic inflammation, systemic poisoning that's been going on for a long time. And I think that's one of the big differences, between a natural approach, a holistic approach, or a functional approach to these conditions than the allopathic medical approach. Because what are they going to do first? The first thing they're going to do is treat that symptom that you came in for. Okay, that last one. That one that's been the breaking point. But what about everything that came before that? That's not where it's going to happen. But with functional medicine, with functional nutrition, we get to the cause. And that last symptom is just, like you said perfectly, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's so much more going on. That's why GI Complete is so important. It first gets to one of the early causes, and that's the deterioration of the mucosa, the deterioration of the lining of the digestive tract. And you explain it really well in your presentation on this, Jamie. And I think that's something that people need to really understand, that that's the cause, not the end.
Yeah, and too often people are looking for a quick fix. You can't fix the intestinal tract, just like you can't grow a new lawn that's down the dirt
Right.
in a day, a week. It may take a few months, but what's the rush anyway? You're going to be here hopefully in a few months anyway. If you started 3 months ago, you'd be almost there by now.
Yeah,
well, people got to have realistic expectations and look at, if I change, it's like, retirement, right? Everyone wants to retire, but you can't start retirement at 65. You got to start when you're younger. The younger you start, the earlier you can retire. So same thing with your intestinal tract. The quicker you want that fixed, the quicker you need to start. And if you wait, you're just pushing back the inevitable of fixing the problem. Now, if your doctor has told you, Joe, that two things with autoimmune conditions: one, it's genetic, and two, we can't help you, you need to go somewhere else.
Yes, fire that doctor.
To somebody who told you they can't fix your brakes and keep taking it back every week for 5 years?
No, of course not. That's what's so incredible about the hold they have on these patients. Unbelievable.
Well, I'll give them credit where credit's due. Modern day medicine are miracle workers for trauma and acute injury.
Correct.
You have a heart attack, you get your head split open, God forbid you're in a car accident or some kind of accident at work. Yeah, they're going to be miracle workers, Joe. They're going to patch you up and stabilize you.
Yes.
But their systems are not set up for chronic care. I'm not sure why people we haven't got to that point yet where that really makes sense for people. Chronic care, they're not set up to do really well. Acute care, fantastic, right?
Right.
But I think what's happening, Joe, is that they are treating chronic issues acutely, and people expect them to get the same results for a headache that they're getting when their head's split open. And that's the difference, folks. I'm not anti-medicine or anti-modern medicine. I think the order needs to be changed up. You need to try lifestyle therapies first. You need to change your diet and what you're eating and all those things first. Then you need to go to a doctor of physical medicine, a naturopath. Then you can go to the medical doctor later, because drugs and then surgery is a last resort. We've done it as a first-line therapy, Joe.
Sure.
So I think we need to take a step back and look at the order. And while we are, I was trying to remind everybody, you listen to the Holistic Truth. It's the Jamie and Joe Show, and we are live every Monday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. You can pick us up throughout the week, Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And we're live, the Jamie and Joe Show, every Monday. And what is the Jamie and Joe Show, Joe?
It is still the longest running episodic duo healthy talk radio show on the air today. And it's coming to you now for the first time twice in one day, 8 a.m., 5 p.m., Mondays every week.
It's like Seinfeld. You can pick it up twice in one day, Joe.
Yeah, pick it up in the morning, pick it up at night. We're going to be there.
I love it. So we're excited. We got the pre-sale going on. Wild Wellness Week, Spring Fling 2021. Joe, for people just joining us on the show now, what's different about this event that we haven't done in the past?
Well, the difference is very, very simple. We're bringing back one of the most cherished portions of the Wellness Week, and that was our free food. We used to have free food buffet here every day of the week during the Wellness Week. Well, we had to change it up a little bit. We had to make it a little different. We made it a little bit better. Now we have a healthy food truck, the Oriza Food Service, going to be in the parking lot every single day. And guess what? You come in and do your shopping in person, we're going to give you a coupon for a free meal at the Oriza Food Truck. And that's Saturday from 9 to 4 and Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. We'll hit you on the lunch rush hour, Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays from 9 to 4. Doesn't get any better than that, Jamie. We took the free food to a whole new level. We want to see you. We want you to come in. We're open. We want you to take advantage of the services that we have here. Come and see the staff. Book an appointment. You want to get an adjustment just by walking in? Now you can do it. You can even do that. So, walk-ins. Come on in. Come on in. Let us help you. Yep.
So we're excited. They can come down now during the pre-sale.
Yes.
You can call
Yes.
412-922-WELL, and you can stop in, and you can either pick up live. You can do the curbside pickup.
Right.
Or we can have it shipped right to you, Joe. So free shipping on all orders, correct?
All orders over $75, and that's real easy to do when you're shopping for a couple of months worth of the best supplements in town. So that's easy, folks. Remember, shop for you, shop for your family. Okay, make sure you're getting a bottle of vitamin D for every member of the family, not just one bottle per family.
So can you explain why everybody needs vitamin D?
Exactly. Everybody needs vitamin D3. Why? Because the most important, well, there's hundreds of reasons, Jamie, but the number one reason right now over the last year has been that we have learned, well, a lot of us already knew it, but a lot of people are just learning that vitamin D3, which is really a hormone in the body, occupies the same receptor sites as invading viral infections, bacterial, fungal, it doesn't matter. Anything that's foreign to the body that tries to come in and latch on, it's going to have to go to the same receptor site where vitamin D3 would latch on. So the more concentration you have of D3 in your body, the higher your nanogram per milliliter level of D3 is in your blood, the less opportunity there is for a foreign invader to latch on. So that's number one. Number two is that nothing treats it better than D3 as well. And we've known that high levels of D3 at the first sign of a cold has been in the works. We've been using it for a long time. We have lots of practitioners that recommend that. Dr. Len's one of them. And you know what? It works. So you can use, it's got to be preventatively, it's got to be therapeutically. Every single person, kids through adults, need their D3 levels up. And the best way to do it, in my opinion, is with my standby Sunshine D3, the liquid D3 from Nutritional Frontiers. It's the best, it's the most, it's the easiest to apply. There's no taste. Kids, adults, everybody. The fastest way to get your blood levels up is through a liquid D3 application. But we have others. We have Super K2 Plus that has D3, K2, vitamin A in it. All of those three work in harmony. And we have the capsules and soft gels of D3 too. So any way you want it, like you always say, Jamie, any way you want it, we have it here at the Weiner Wellness Center.
Yeah, and I've been taking the liquid D3 every day myself. So what type of dose do you recommend on the liquid? Because that actually got my D levels from 39 up to the high 60s. So I'm not done yet. I'm trying to get them over 80.
There you go. Yeah. Look, adults, bar none. Adults need to be at 10,000 IUs daily, period. End of story. Kids, 5,000. Easily 5,000. They're just as deficient as we are. Okay, so let's just keep it simple. We don't need to go by weight. We don't need to go by age. Kids, 5,000 IUs a day. Adults, 10,000 IUs a day across the board. And then get your blood levels tested. And then 30, 60, or 90 days later, get them tested again and look at the difference. When you're using the liquid D3, because remember, we said earlier, D3 is a hormone in the body. So the absorption level is going to be much higher in the mouth than it is in the gut. That we know that for all hormones that we do, all bioidentical hormones. So it's going to be that way with D3 as well. So get your blood levels tested, do it for a couple of months, get them tested again, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how high your D3 level has become. And we want it in that range, Jamie, right? 60 to 80, right? At minimum, 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter to ward off infection.
Yeah, I've had people ask me, aren't you concerned about D3 toxicity? So I tell them absolutely not. What are your thoughts?
I say to you, don't ever use the word toxic and vitamin in the same sentence in front of me, okay? It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of toxins out there, and vitamins are not one of them. Nutrients are not one of them. No, D3, we learned from Dr. Michael Wald. We learned from Dr. Len. We learned from all the experts out there. D3 levels cannot be toxic. That's it. They cannot be toxic. It's not a vitamin, therefore it's not a fat-soluble vitamin. It cannot be toxic. So let's just put that to rest.
I love that one. So do not use the word vitamin and toxic in the same sentence?
Correct. You got a whole other thing, whole list of things you can use for toxins. Vitamins should never be one of them.
I love it. So what happens if somebody has questions this week? You know, the old days, they can just come down and ask questions. There are going to be people there to help them out?
Absolutely. Come on down. We're going to be here. I'll be here. You'll be here. The whole staff at the Wellness Center will be here. Come on down. We want to see you. We want you to show your face down here. Get on down. We'll answer your questions. We'll help you out just like we did in the old days, folks. And that was just a short year ago, those old days. But, you know, it's coming back, I think. Come on down.
I know so many people have asked, like, you know, what are you guys doing now that you're not open? I'm like, we are open. So
never closed.
If you want to do the curbside pickup because you need it that day or the next day, we can do that.
Yep.
And if you want to do mail order, we can do that too. So how do I do the mail order, Joe?
Give us a call, 412-922-9355. Just give us a call. We're here. Everybody's answering the phones. We'll get your order for you, and we'll get it out, if possible, the same day. If not, the next day, it'll be out the door, folks. So free shipping over $75. And if you want it, like Jamie said, if you want to pick it up, call it in. Same number, 412-922-9355. Call it in and come and pick it up. It'll be ready for you at the back door.
love it, Joe. So really excited. Any parting thoughts for all your fans out there?
I always have a few parting thoughts, Jamie. And you know what? I think you got to embrace a little attitude of gratitude these days, folks. Why? Well, be grateful that the Weiner Wellness Center is still here. Be grateful that we're still in full operation. Be grateful that this Wellness Week is still here 5 times a year. 5 times a year to take advantage of these great savings and all of this information. Be grateful for the virtual summit. This is free information that can impact your health and your life. Just be grateful. Keep that attitude of gratitude. It will go a long way towards making sure you keep living and live long and healthy and you prosper. Come on down to see us. We're here. And when you come on in, Jamie, I want you to tell us that you listened to it on the radio, you heard it, or you saw it on the restream. And we want to know that you're out there listening and out there watching. So let us know when you come in.
Absolutely. We're excited to see everyone again. This is a great opportunity for everyone to come back in. Live. People, wow. That was a quick ending to a great show, Joe. So,
yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Joe. Look forward to seeing everyone down at the Weiner Wellness Week. Thanks to you and the team down there. Super excited to see everyone. Let's make it a excellent event for everybody. If you like what we're doing, tell someone else. If you don't, tell Joe Messino.
See you, folks. See us. We'll be back at 5.